Hello there, everyone. If there's one here or more, I know Michael B's here. Hello, Michael B. Good to see you. We'll see what YouTube says. See if I got a notification. I doubt it. I didn't. Not yet, anyway. Sometimes I get it about a minute in. Oof, hello, Oof. Now all of a sudden there's 4 people. Good to see you, Oof. Got to see the dog. You know that. There he is. He's being a good boy. I assume you all can hear me. If you could just let me know if you can hear me. I dismantled my computer and brought it back again, and just wanted to make sure everything's working correctly. Hello, Rolos. Good to see you. Good to see all my friends here tonight. This is going to be a short stream because I've got stuff to do after this, and I don't want to be up half the night doing it. Thank you, Rolos. I appreciate it. We didn't do a stream Monday because what I thought might happen did happen. My step grandson, Michael's son, he and his wife both had to work Monday, and their son was home. I can't remember what day he got discharged from the hospital, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it was, with pneumonia, and he had it really bad and still has it, but he was doing really poorly on Monday. And so I stayed at his house to take care of him on Monday. So that's why we didn't do a stream. I wasn't here. And well, thank you, Michael T. Pyle. Good to see you. Good to see you. You know what? I just noticed, and this is the first time I've seen this do this. There's no title for the video. It's there though. It's just not on StreamYard. It's different. Okay. Oh, they moved it. All right, I see it. Or I moved it in my brain. Who knows? Vocal Shift. Good to see you. Also, good to see you all. So what I figured I'd do tonight, I ended up with a perfect example. I've given you a couple examples before of why you might want to use artificial intelligence instead of Google search. And they weren't necessarily good examples of things that come up in life. But I'd like you to start getting into thinking about different ways you can use it, because it will actually help you do a lot of stuff. And I think if I now and then throw you different examples of how to use it, you'll see the power behind it. And again, I don't use AI for quote unquote truth. I think that's you're going to get the world's truth. Whatever the world says is true is what's in there. It doesn't independently think. All it can do is go and grab data that's given to it. So I don't look at it like that. I think they want you to think that that's the final arbiter of truth. They want you to see that's the new Wikipedia is AI, as far as how they want it in your mind to think. Well, AI says the earth is a spinning ball, so it is. No, AI says it because someone told them, well, that's the information AI has been given. But AI can allow you to automate several things and put several multitasking things together. And in fact, I just thought of multitasking when I'm going to show you here in a second. Let me add this to the screen. And you can I use Google's Gemini, and that's just because that's what I'm familiar with. Now, I don't use it for everything because I do other, like the thumbnail for today's video. I tried a new AI for it, and I was out of time, so I don't like the AI generated video thumbnail tonight. But it's just, I tried it and I didn't have enough time to do another one. But there's several different ones that you will learn are better for other stuff. I wanted to develop an application, a phone app, whatever, for my coaching business, sort of like a MyFitnessPal, whatever, where that you can input all your data and it'll track it for you, whatever. And I just got on a roll one night. And I just started describing my perfect app, what I really wanted if I could develop my own app. And it was very, very, very long and in depth. And in fact, I've got a copy of the prompt, page after page after page of details I wanted AI to do. And I put it in there and I just basically went to bed. And to my shock, it did it. I've got an application. I've still got it open. In fact, maybe I'll show you what I had generated. I don't know how I can deploy it to somebody yet or whatever. I'm scared to mess with it because I really wasn't expecting it to do the whole thing. I was expecting it to come back with, you have to plug this in manually, or you have to do this later, or do this somewhere else. It did it. As far as I can tell, it did everything I wanted. I haven't tested everything, but maybe we'll take a look at that. So let me give you with AI, everything starts with what's called a prompt. Let me show you a prompt first. Many of you probably know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to assume that not everybody has. Most have probably used ChatGPT or something like that. They all start with a prompt. And it looks like this. Forget the writing at the top. The bottom where it says Ask Gemini, that box, that's where you put in a prompt. And I'm going to do that. And but I want you to show. I'm going to show you the prompt first. Well, I'm going to give you the problem first, or I'm going to give you why I used AI for something. My son Zach has been into playing Texas Hold'em for years, and he's always wanted me to play with him. And I don't know the game. I don't know the terminology. I don't know the slang. I don't know anything about it. I would just make a fool out of myself. And he plays real games with real money. And he doesn't play high stakes. He plays low stakes. And he does it more of a hobby than anything else. But he makes money doing it. He actually does. I think he says he's close to $20 an hour. For every hour he's sitting there, he generally makes $20. But he enjoys it. So payment is a bonus to him. And he got to talking to me and was wondering if I would. Again, he's asked me this several times if I would play with him. And finally, I was like, okay, well, I got to learn it. And he said, okay, we'll learn it and then we'll play. I was like, okay. And then I thought about it. I was like, okay, well, my thing is I'm a visual learner. That's why I'm into YouTube. And so what I did was, well, I came up with a prompt with what I want to do. If I can get rid of this one and add it. There we go. It's actually showing it. Yay. So I just have it written out real big here so you can see it. So this is what I'm going to type. In fact, I'm going to copy and paste this as we're talking. And you can see how long it takes to do it and things like that. And then as I came live, I thought of maybe a modification I may do to this at the end. And you'll see how that can be beneficial to you as well. It's not beneficial to me because I do everything on the phone. But if I was sitting by my laptop, the thing I want to do at the end, you'll see. It'll make sense for a computer, for a laptop or a desktop, whatever. So this is what with AI, you have to be clear with where you are, what your goal is, and what you want it to do for you to achieve your goal. That's the way to look at it. You're at point A, or you're at the beginning. You want to get to the end. How can AI do that for you is what you have to think through. And that's what you have to prompt for. You have to think differently than just a Google prompt. Now, I could go to Google and say, give me basic videos on Texas Hold'em poker. And it'll give me a list of videos. And guess what? Some of them will be basic and some of them will not be. And they won't necessarily have what I want in there. And I'll have to search through a list and figure which one I think is the most basic and go from there and build from there. And then I want something more advanced. I have to type in Google again and have it give me the next one. And I search through the list whatever. So with AI, we can have it do all that for us. So I'm going to type into AI as we're talking. I am wanting to learn to play Texas Hold'em poker. I know nothing about the subject and nothing about the terminology used. However, I would like you to generate a list of videos that will take me from a novice beginner to an expert. Arrange the videos in this order and provide the video links and titles of the videos. By the end of the series of learning videos you generate for me, I want to be very competent and knowing how to play the game, as well as knowing all of the slang verbiage associated with the game. So I'm going to modify this just slightly on the fly here, because he plays what's called 2-3. I got to get to where I can see this. Okay. I'm just going to put in parentheses here. I will be specifically playing 2-3 tables, which is a $2, $3, whatever. See, I know very little about this. I don't know if that's the opening ante. I guess that's the opening ante. Anyway, so I just put that in there. Now I'm going to copy this. And now I'm going to go back to that. We're going to go to Gemini. If I can find it. You know what? I want to open a new one. Pardon me a moment. Because I don't know what I have there, if I want to keep it or not, or I haven't been in my computer for a while, so I'm not sure what's there. So let me kill this one. Let's go to a fresh prompt. Mr. Super Sidewinder, good to see you. All right, so now I'm going to paste in the prompt that we just had. There it is. I'm wanting to learn Texas Hold'em poker. Yeah. So now I'm going to click on submit, and it's going to do it here. On the left side, you can see that's it thinking. It's putting that together for me, what I asked. Hopefully it is. And I hate this. Everything you put in is great. It's fantastic. That's wonderful. So it gives you a little whatever. I'll read it, although most of the time it's not even worth reading. That is a fantastic learning Texas Hold'em with a structured approach is the fastest way to become a profitable player. Since you will be playing multiple tables, 2-3, the final videos in this sequence will specifically address the advanced strategies and decision-making required for that style of play. The list of videos is arranged in a progressive order, moving you from the absolute basics and terminology to advanced expert level strategy. So it's labeled at the Texas Hold'em Novice to Expert video series. Phase 1, Novice, Rules, Hand Rankings, and Core Technology. And this phase establishes the foundational rules of the game and introduces the most essential poker jargon, which is crucial since you know nothing about the terminology. So the first video it's called Poker, the Ultimate Startup Guide to Texas Hold'em Tutorial, 30 minutes of tips, gameplay, and strategy. And then it gives you a description of the video itself, the game flow, rules, hand rankings, chip values, betting rounds, pre-flop, flop, turn, and river, the essential position advantage. And here's the link on the right. Okay. The next video, a little bit more advanced. Then you have phase 2, the competent player, pre-flop and post-flop fundamentals. So video 3 is called 10 Tips to Master No Limit Hold'em Pre-Flop Strategy. Ranges, counting combos, bet sizing, different stuff like that. Video 4 is intermediate poker leaks and fixes. See, none of this means anything to me, but after I watch these videos, it will. Phase 3, the expert multi-tabling and advanced theory. Video 5 is the top 3 strategies to crush tournament poker. Video 6, 7 post-flop tips for advanced poker players. And here's the very first video right there. And here's all the videos with their thumbnails. So it looks like it's grabbed most of it from one person, but it's used different people here. Now, what I can do is, with any of this stuff, when you get to the end, let me find it here. All right, it's got it before these videos. Somewhere in here, where is it? It will allow you to copy all this text and paste it into something else. I just don't see it right now because it's split it up into so many different categories. Where are you? Huh? I don't see it. All right, that's good. I'm going to pin it. Anyway, you'll usually see, I don't see it on this one for whatever reason. You'll usually see 2 little pages is what it is. It'll be a little icon. One will see an arrow like you can export it. One will be 2 pages or whatever, like 2 sheets of paper. You just click on that and it copies it for you. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add one thing and see if it'll do it for me. I'm going to say take all of the information you just gave me and put it into a spreadsheet format that will allow me to export it to Google Sheets. So this way, it will allow me to, if I'm going to be doing this on my laptop or desktop, I can just open that spreadsheet anytime and just click the next video. And of course, I guess I could do this on a phone as well, but it's a little bit more cumbersome. So anyway, let's see if it'll do it. So I'm just asking it to give me everything it just gave me, but put it into a spreadsheet format. Oh, here it is. See the 2? This is where I can copy the prompt, but this is the sign also where you can copy the results. Okay. So here's where I need to copy the code. And I'm actually not going to do it because that means I have to open up Google Sheets and I have to make sure the format's right. Actually, no, I'm not going to do it, but it's pretty simple. And when you open up Google Sheets, there's an AI assistant there and you can hit paste and say, turn this into a nice looking table, and it will. So anyway, that's our AI lesson for today. I just wanted to start to give you guys some ideas of how you can utilize this and how it can make life easier for you. But you have to sort of think differently because we're taught to Google stuff. Google is a one-time, single-step thing. And if you want to do multiple steps, you have to re-Google every time. And then it's usually not great. It'll give you what people have paid for, sponsored ads. It'll give you all kind of junk before you get to what you really want. Focal shift. Texas Hold'em 2-3 is not a standard poker hand, but likely refers to 2 things. The game of Texas Hold'em where players receive 2 private hold cards or the practice of running it 2 to 3 times. I may have the terminology wrong, focal shift. Me putting that 2-3 in there. I think he said that was 2-3 tables. Actually, I'm going to ask. Let me see. In Texas Hold'em, what are typical, you won't see this prompt. I'm just going to say it. In Texas Hold'em games, what are typical table names at casinos? I'm going to ask it, are the names associated with the dollar limit? Yeah, I don't think 2-3 refers to the game itself. It refers to the table maximum you can bet or minimum. I'm not sure. It says when you walk into a casino poker room, you will notice that the poker tables are not named with colorful titles like the Dragon's Lair or the Shark Tank. Instead, they are named very practically and are directly associated with the dollar limits of the game. The table name you see on the board or in the casino's app is simply the stakes of the game followed by the game type, usually no limit hold'em. Here is a breakdown of how it works. Example, a table named 1-2, $1, $2 no limit hold'em is the most common entry level cash game. The small blind, he was telling me about this, and I was like, Zach, I don't understand small blind, big blind, but I will. The small blind is $1. The big blind is $2. Opening bet, the minimum opening bet or a raise on a bet is always at least the amount of the big blind, $2. So it gets into dollar tables. So my lack of knowledge of the game has had me screw that up a little bit, but that's my fault for not knowing that. I would have been better off not putting 2-3 anything in there, actually, since I don't know. I don't know what that's really referring to. But I appreciate the feedback. Thank you. Are you talking about super? Dopamine hit? Ego stroke? What was I talking about? Let me show you this. I can't even believe it did this. This app it created for me. Again, it's I wanted something like MyFitnessPal, except I wanted it very specific to my style of coaching and things I want to track with clients and things like that. So let's see if I can find it. That's not it. That's it. So I'll take me off of here to make it as big as possible. See, I'm calling what I'm doing Alpha Mind Coach, and I'm calling the app My Alpha Mind Coach. You should be able to see that on the screen. What you probably can't see is what I have here. This is asking for different body measurements. It's body weight, waist, biceps, hips, thigh, chest, calf, blah, 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 blah. And they can modify and put in their own stuff. I just put in stuff just to see if it worked, and it did. I put in certain measurements, and it calculated the percent body fat here at the bottom. I'm scared to change it, but I'm going to. I have a place where hopefully it works. Yeah, there it is. How many lifts, bench press, how much they can do. This is cool. I want to use this myself, a timer. I'm very big on time in between sets. My default is 3 minutes. And so this defaults to that. But if I want to, sometimes I go longer, 4 minutes. I can change it. And so when I finish an exercise, I'll reset it. I'll start the timer in between sets. I've got this a little bit different than how I do on my phone. So what I do is it'll also track sets. So I just warmed up, and now it's 3 minutes until my first set. And so this will count down to 0, and I don't have it beep or do anything like that because I'm not that oblivious to it. I'm very cognizant of time. Oh, this is cool. I didn't realize it was this first time I'm running this. as you can see, the timer is, it's like it's the sands running through the hourglass. And if it took my instructions correctly, when this gets to 15 seconds, it should turn to yellow, which means get ready to go, and then green, which means go. So I'm going to let it run down. But anyway, when I stop it, which I'm not sure which one it's going to be, I guess it's the yellow button. I really don't need the pause button there, so I might have it remove that once I'm not fearful of messing it up, because I can't believe it did this. This is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of coding, to get it done the first time, whatever. And it just did it by my prompt. But anyway, when I do stop it, I hit the yellow button. That should increment how many sets I've done. And every time I hit it, it'll go up. So it's a set counter as well. Okay, I've done 3 sets. I'm done. Usually I do not forget the sets I do. That is so rare now. But when I first was into fitness, I would forget a lot. I'd be like, is that the 3rd set? Is that the 4th set? But since I track everything now, I don't have that issue. I'm just curious to see if this thing changes color. So sorry for the boredom here. We got 45 seconds to go to see if it does. But it's I got to go to the dashboard, see what that's about. Body, lifts, timer, where we're at right now. Photos, I wanted the user to be able to upload progress photos so they can see where they are now versus, later on. And then I have charts. I want everything chart. I'm very visual, so I'd like everything to be in charts, a graph to show progress. So we now have 6 seconds to see, because my instructions were, and I don't know if it follows my instructions perfectly or not. No, it didn't change color. It's just going to drink. Yes, it did change color, but it changed it to kind of an orange. It's all right. Now that green means to go. And this is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to count negative. So if I happen to miss this, I'll know by how much I missed it by. If I miss it by 45 seconds or longer, I will note in my workout log that it was 4 minutes in between the set instead of 3. So anyway, so let's just say now we have 0 sets completed. I completed the set. I go over to the timer. I reset it. There it is. I got 1 set done. Man, this is working. I can't believe it. Track set. Oh, awesome. I'll pick what exercise I'm doing and the weight and all that. Okay. So that's that. I'll get back on here. I just wanted to test that out. See how it did. No, the results for that one, Michael T. Pyle, are the Navy. It's a Navy formula, and I chose that by default only because I knew the user wouldn't need extra equipment or specialized learning to be able to input. It's done all off of body measurements. Let me see what the Cooper's Institute is based upon. Let's see what it says. Cooper's body fats. The Cooper Institute, known for extensive research in preventative medicine and public health, uses several methods for assessing body fat composition and body fat percentage, depending on the context. I'm skipping a few things that are technical. Oh, this is DEXA scan, X-ray beams. Let me see. It's based off of DEXA, skin fold measurements. Oh, okay. I guess you can do it by calculated from skin fold measures, biometric, bioelectric impedance, which to me is very inaccurate. If you have more fluid in you that day, you're going to appear thinner. All right, so it's saying the gold standard for this is the DEXA scan. However, the others based on skin fold measurement and whatever else are also there. So with the Navy one, um, all you need to know is your height, your neck, and your waist measurement. And now I don't know about other people, but I've used that on myself before, and I have calipers and stuff like that, and I find it's pretty accurate. What it is, no matter what you use, other than the electrical impedance, I'm not big into that. But all the other methods that are physical, like skin measurements of your body or calipers, that type of thing, they might not give you the. I have calipers that say I'm single digit body fat. I am not single digit body fat. However, if it says I'm 9.25%, and then all of a sudden it says I'm 10.25%, well, I'll be like, okay, you went up at least 1%. So it gives me a guide then. Have I gone up, down, stayed the same? I'm not interested in the exact percentage. I think pictures actually give you the best. It's different for each person too, because each person stores body fat differently. Even DEXA scan isn't perfect. There is where you can get in a pool of water and be submerged, and that they can use different aspects of that to determine your percent body fat. But I think percent body fat is more of helping you as a tool to see if you're going up or going down or staying the same. The exact number isn't that important. It's, are you going in the right direction? So I know I'm not 9.25% body fat, but if all of a sudden, like I just finished a bulk and I was about 4% body fat higher than where I started the bulk, and that's usually the limit. I'm like, okay, 4% is. I'm very strict with things and very disciplined with that kind of thing. So if I say 4%, but on the other hand, I'm like, but I'd like to get a little bit bigger. No, before I start, I give myself an upper limit. Once I hit that upper limit, it's done. Now you can go even simpler than that. You can say, okay, my waist measurement is whatever. And once I'm 2 inches higher than that, my bulk is over. That works for me too. Whale, good to see you, Whale. Missed the pre-workout reps. Starting cold here. I actually was supposed to go today and didn't because I had a migraine. Pretty rare now that I have my Botox back on schedule, but I did have one today. Thank you, Focal Shift. So as time goes by, what I will do is I will, as I come along across life examples that are good for AI, I will bring them up, and I will probably, as a general rule, start to make it more and more complex. I want to show you my website. I'm not trying to brag or show it off or what. I just want you to see what AI can do. At first it said it wasn't available. I'm like, what? All right. Let's take a tour of my my website. And then I'm going to tell you how long it took me to make the website. I made it all myself. And I've been making websites since you could make websites. I was one of the very first people that did that. In fact, I was I used to hard code HTML where each pixel on the page you had to describe. Like if you wanted a light purple background, you would make, or you would get an image that fit that color, and you would make it 1 pixel big, and you would write the code that would put that pixel on every line and every pixel on the screen. And so it just that was the background color. But you had to do all that by hand. Angus, good to see you. There's no deep subject tonight. I'm not going to be here long because I have stuff to do. But I wanted to show you practical ways of using AI. I think if you're not using AI, you need to go back and watch after we're done. Just to give you ideas of things you can do that are going to be so much better in your life if you use it. And again, I don't use AI for truth telling because you're not going to get it. It's like going to Wikipedia for truth. You're not going to get it. You're going to get the government version. That's not what to use it for. We can get lies all day, can't we? All we have to do is turn on any media and we get lies. That's not why I use it. I use it to automate tasks or whatever. I'm going to show you what I did just here, what parts of the website were helped by AI and things like that. So let me share you my website. There we go. So let me get there. I need to switch and see if it stays on the page for you. Hopefully it will. Okay. So we've got different things. Here's a picture of me in here about Rich. Okay, that's me at the gym. And AI actually modified this where it blurred everything else in the back because there's some people over here that you could see their picture or their face and stuff like that. And I didn't want that to show. Okay, so that was done by AI. It was just a selfie I took at the gym and I said, blur the background, and it did. And then it talks about me. Okay. And then they can click on the button here. Okay. This is designed to get clients. All right. You have all this at the bottom. I don't even know if all of this, do I have AI chat? I guess I do. Okay. I know this isn't plugged in, book consultation, but it will be soon because I'm very close to, I think for those who haven't been on the stream, I am actually working with my first client. It's pro bono because I'm working through the process. He understands this is my first time, and I'm learning stuff as he is as we go along, the different processes. I've already changed the order of something. So I want it totally down by the time I talk to somebody. So if they want to contact me, they can come here. I think we already just looked at this page. You have these buttons at the bottom. It's not that complex. My coaching approach is here, but I want you to see what's on each one of these pages. Okay. And it's all nice and modern and sleek. Okay. This is the NCI model that I use. This is what makes me different than everybody else. NCI stands for neurocognitive intelligence. It's the brain has what's called neuroplasticity. You can reform your brain, and the reforming of the brain is what separates like highly motivated people and highly successful people from those who are not. You're the same person. It's just you haven't been programmed the right way to be one of those highly successful people. And the NCI approach allows, when it's applied, it allows you to make small changes, nothing drastic at all. Like I was talking in the last stream, I think it was the severely obese guy that showed up on January 1st to get in shape and did a half hour worth of curls in a row. Never saw him again. Like I said, I'll bet he either went to the ER the next day or was taking massive pain pills. I can't even imagine the pain he was in. Because I know it was the first time he did something like that in years and years and years. And he did it for at least 30 minutes while I was there doing triceps work. Anyway, that's the exact wrong approach. My approach is I can't motivate. Let's just say the person says, I can't motivate myself to go to the gym. This is just a crazy example, but you can say, okay, well, here's what you do. Instead of laying out regular clothes or getting up and finding regular clothes, get your gym clothes out the night before you go to bed and put them by your shoes or wherever you're going to get dressed. And then you don't even have to do that. You've taken that little bit out of the way. Plus it reminds you said you were going to go to the gym this morning. And so you do that. Some people need even stronger than that. If that doesn't work, you sleep in your gym clothes. And these little teeny changes over time lead to permanent major changes. And it's not slamming the person all at once. So anyway, all of that is just if you wanted to read what each one of these is about, that's what it is right here. It's a synopsis of each one. Okay, so anyway, there's a blog which I don't have anything in, and that's the website. And then of course we have the work with me button over here. See how it's got I don't know if you can see, it's got a nice little spinner on it, and all these things are interactive. Here's my logo. It's got a brain. Okay, and these are the exact colors I wanted. I was making something, and it gave me a color palette to choose from, or palettes. It gave me a bunch of different ones. And of course, it knows I'm anti-artistic. What colors go together? And it had this sort of orange color all the way over to blue on the other end. And I'm like, I'd like to see what the transition looks like. And that's what it looks like. This button here is what the transition looks like. And I just love the mix of that. That's me. So these are my colors. So anyway, that website took me somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes to create. And the majority of it was done in less than 10 minutes. The rest was tweaks. I did a prompt just like I did at the beginning of this stream. And I said, this is what I do. This is my approach. The computer knows what the NCI approach is. And that's the kind of coach I am. And I like these colors here. And what I did was beforehand, I knew that I had identified the hex number, for each color has its own hex. And I said, I'd like it to transition from one to the next. I gave it to 2 colors and just wrote out some details. That was the majority of the 5 or 10 minutes. I hit enter, and it took probably 45 minutes to an hour, or maybe even a little bit longer, to generate all the code, all the HTML or whatever, and my website was up. Then I went through and said, okay, I'd like you to add this or change this or whatever. That was the majority of it, me saying, okay, now that it's built, I'd like to have this part of it, or I don't like this part of it, take it away or whatever. And so it is amazing what you can do on the fly. I've thought of, even as a business, and a lot of people are doing this, just as I come across businesses that don't have websites, I'm like, hey, I'll make a whole website for you for $50. It's worth it. I can do it because I have AI technology that can do it. Now, it would probably cost more than $50 because the AI that does that does cost some money for the coding. But anyway, Angus, is it hockey season? Must be, huh? Is it wait a minute. Isn't it too early for the finals? Or are you talking about something other than, are you talking about basketball? I don't know. If it isn't baseball, I'm sorry, I don't know. I know some football. But anyway, thank you, Focal Shift. I appreciate it. Sissy May, when'd you sneak in here? But Michael Powell, the The Navy standard is actually considered one of the higher things. I've used it on several people. It's remarkably accurate, where it tends to match pretty closely. Like I said, I think the best thing is having a good eye for it. Let's see if I can give you an example of what I'm talking about. Pictures are the best thing. Wow. And now I'm doing Google. I wonder if, and I'm prompting like I'm doing AI. So let me do it in AI and see what it gives me. So I'm typing in show me different percent body fat examples in pictures. I'll do men first because women are much harder to get examples. And list the percent body fat range with the photo. Let's see if it gives it to me. Don't know if it will or not. It gave it to me, but as it gave it to me as like cartoons. Give me this as actual photos. They're interesting drawings, though. I like them. Now, the worst thing you can go by is body mass index. I have a body mass index of usually a little over 25, and so I'm technically overweight. Even though I have six-pack abs, I'm overweight. It's because of muscle mass. It's a big problem with the percent body fat, BMI. It does not take into account. It did it. It doesn't take into account your muscle mass. It gave me a website that's got it, which is good enough. That's what I want. So let me show you guys what the result is. And this is the best way to do it. Where are we here? Okay. Sorry. So yeah, when you know how to use AI, you can get a website like that in minutes. It's crazy. But this is where a lot of jobs are going to go away. This is why Elon Musk said we're going to have a deflationary period, because AI is going to get so smart. It's going to be put in robots. They're going to go pick your food. They'll package it. They'll put it in the store. They'll be in your house, and they'll check your cupboards and see when you're low on something, and then they'll order it and go pick it up. It's all coming. Wow, it took me a while to find that. What are we missing here? Okay, we'll do it that way. All right, finally we're there. This is pretty dark. Anyway, here on the left, top left, this is 8% body fat, 10%. And there isn't, it's hard to tell the difference unless you're trained or look at this a lot. I actually think their 8% is probably closer to 10 and the 10 is closer to 8, but that's me. 15%, this is more like me typically. I'm either, when I bulk, I get up to about 20%, maybe a little bit higher, but not quite as high as 25%. Definitely not. So this is me bulk 20%. This is where I recently was. I'm already back close to 15%, and I'll get somewhere in between these two when I'm done. But this is a much more accurate way, in my mind, for knowing your exact percentage than using a any system, because they're not accurate. But everybody, this is the like the beginning of obesity right here at 30%. Even though there's differences with different people, generally speaking, this is the look as soon as you get to 30%. And then 35 and 40, you start getting into very obese or morbidly obese. Most people today are right around 25% on average. Of course, all these exist. But when I was growing up, it was anything above 15% would have been considered high. But we had a lot cleaner food, a lot less processed food, etc. Grey Cup? Whale says, I found the AI that doesn't lie if it challenged it with principles of empirical science regarding Earth's shape, effort required. That's for sure. The effort is definitely required. Thanks, Whale. I get frustrated, but I have gotten there where it will admit certain things. But man, it does not like giving up the ghost. You need to sell widgets. $50. All right, you're calling this the Grey Cup. Okay. Let's see what this is about. Grey Cup. The Grey Cup is both the championship of the Canadian Football League and the trophy awarded to the victorious team playing in the namesake championship of professional Canadian football. Oh, okay. The Grey Cup is Canada's largest annual sports and television event. So the Saskatchewan Roughriders won it. Is that correct? This year? Michael Powell, maybe you can use the bronze, silver, and gold for clients as an incentive to motivate them. There you go. I like it. So, like I said, guys, unfortunately, this is going to be a short stream. I do have stuff I have to do, and I don't want to be up late doing it. It's going to take me a while. So, Friday does look good as of right now. My grandson is still sick, but he's doing better as long as he doesn't revert. I didn't think I was going to have to go Monday, but he was much worse Monday than like the day they released him or whatever. So, but I think I'll be fine. So CBS broadcasts CFL games all season. Wow. Even in the United States, I don't have CBS. I don't have TV at all. I'd be curious how popular it is in the United States. What day do they play on, Angus? You know, it used to be just Sunday originally with football. Then it was Monday Night Football. Then he added Thursday night. And is that all that they have, or is there others? Monday, Thursday, Sunday. I know Saturday is college. I think it's funny that all the sports coordinate so that they don't overlap each other. For example, baseball doesn't. When baseball and football are both going during the season, they don't overlap the same times. Or especially like the playoffs. That's what I mean. Like if it's baseball playoffs, they won't be during any televised football games. Thursday night football. Oh, that's interesting. So they compete with U.S. Thursday night, or does U.S. still have Thursday night football? I don't even know. All right, so the NFL uses Sundays and Mondays. Okay, so I guess it's just the CFL that's Thursdays now. Am I wrong, or it seems to me like NFL used to have Thursday? I'm dating myself. I'm maybe 20 years ago, I knew that as a fact, or 25 years ago. I just assumed it continued. Maybe it doesn't. NFL on holidays. That's for sure. Now, on Thanksgiving, isn't that typically college football? Or is there an NFL game? I don't even know that either. I know there's football on Thanksgiving. Like the Turkey Bowl, something I thought goes on Thanksgiving. I can't believe Thanksgiving is next week. How did it get here so fast? No clue. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. And I'll try to come up with a proper subject for Friday if I'm not too convoluted in between. But I will revisit AI every now and then because I think a lot of you could really use it. You can use, you can like, I want a delicious country chili recipe. Give me the references why you think it's good, and then give me all the ingredients I need to have and the quantities, and then give me the recipe and cooking time. And it'll do all that. It'll just throw it together for you. You won't have to search different places for recipes. In fact, you can actually ask it, what are the most popular such and such recipes or whatever. It'll find them. But the point is the technology exists. Why not use it? And there's nothing inherently evil with having it do the work for you. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. God bless, and see you on Friday, God willing. Oh, almost forgot. Dean Floyd, who was on here, remember we had prayers for him because he had a quadruple bypass. He's in the hospital again. And one of the grafts didn't take correctly, and it's 80% occluded, and they have to do a procedure on Friday. So please, prayers for him. Can't believe I almost forgot that. Prayers for Dean Floyd. Friday surgery to repair one of the arteries that didn't take correctly. So I appreciate that, and he will appreciate it as well. So good night, guys. God bless, and see you next time. Bye-bye.